Set and begin.
January 7th, the Monster Hunter Rise demo releases, and the community doesn't know what to think of the new hunting horn changes. We now have super armor on silkbinds, invincibility frames on our ZR recitals, new melodies, a completely revamped note system, brand new combo paths, and attack flowcharts. Overall, the community is split between if the changes made were good, creating a better, more aggressive hunting horn, or if it was oversimplified and breaking away from its core mechanics. And honestly, the argument of old versus new hunting horn is funny considering all the changes made over every iteration of the weapon. Super Rad made a fantastic video covering the history of hunting horn from Freedom Unite up until the Rise demo, really doing a great job at showing the larger picture and direction that the Monster Hunter team has been taking the hunting horn. I would really recommend checking it out and forming your own opinion after trying the new Rise hunting horn. I'll include a link in the description. But anyways, we aren't here to debate the changes made to the weapon, not when speedrunners have been grinding this demo non-stop to show us what the new hunting horn can really do. So let's get to the good stuff. A history of hunting horn speedrunning, Demo Mizutsune. So the demo release date is here, the NDA is lifted, and Team Darkside's Vicery posts a 7:15 run against Mizutsune before the general public is even able to download the demo, really demonstrating how the new hunting horn functions. Vicery jumps down into Area 2 from the camp and then climbs the vines into Area 6 where Mizu awaits. Area 6 is our preferred spawn location for Mizu compared to Area 10 or 13. The path Vicery takes soon becomes obsolete, but what he does next is critical. Vicery grabs an extra wire bug located at the edge of Area 6 before moving to the center and grabbing a butterflame to temporarily boost their attack. They jump off the Palamute, attacking before Mizutsune has spotted them, and then uses the slide beat to attack through Mizutsune's roar. Vicery's opening will become a staple for the majority of runs throughout the demo, but will go through several modifications before it's fully optimized. Meanwhile, Amadeus225 finally gets his hands on the demo after Nintendo's eShop went down from too many people trying to download the Monster Hunter Rise demo, and is able to post an 836 run to Twitter. On January 8th, Meganu begins streaming the demo and is able to show off a few casual clears in the 10+ minute range. Koji shows up and posts a 1016 run, and then follows up with a 720 later in the day. Taxman with the Monster Hunter Philippines Elites posts a 953 run demonstrating good use of the slide beat for closing the gap on Mizu's repositions, as well as utilizing the slide beat's super armor for avoiding knockbacks. 3 more speedrunners show up with Thunder posting an 837, Garou Shadow with a 757, and Hunting Horn Man with a 751. We'll see more from them later on. Amadeus225, still grinding the demo, posts a 738 and a 703 to Twitter and then closes out the day with a 615. However, at the end of January 8th, Frost, a well-known Japanese hunting horn speedrunner, posts a 611, a new record time. Here we can see Frost use a faster route through Area 4 to get to Area 6, relying on the Palamute's drifting speed boost. Frost grabs the wire bug, does not use the butterflame, and is able to cue an additional A-note attack on their opener before Mizu's roar, allowing them to activate attack melody up and gaining additional damage on the follow-up slide beat. This additional note cue for more damage will become a small optimization to Vicery's opening and will be used in a majority of the follow-up runs. Frost is also able to get the Wyvern Ride state started early enough in the fight before the extra wire bug they picked up runs out. However, they do not capitalize on this and simply end the ride as fast as possible with a single launch into the wall. Mizu later limps to Area 2, allowing Frost to sharpen during the transition, set up a shock trap, and quickly finish off Mizutsune. Frost claimed the record time for January 8th, but wouldn't end up posting another run for the rest of the demo. January 9th rolls around, and Thunder, Shadow, and Koji improve upon their runs from the previous day, with Thunder posting an 811, Shadow posting a 637, and Koji posting a 7-minute run, later improving with a 633. Rainy, an amazing hunting horn speedrunner primarily focusing on TA Chargeblade runs in World and Iceborne, posts a 642 run to Twitter and begins streaming his hunting horn attempts on Twitch. And then Funk, who only recently began posting runs to YouTube, shows off an impressive 606 run against Mizutsune and promises to make more hunting horn speedruns and guides on their channel. Amadeus225 ties Funk posting a 606 to Twitter and then later following up with a 550, the world's first sub-6 Mizutsune, and finally putting out a video. Deus's opening uses a combination of Vicery's and Frost's opening, that is, traveling through Area 4, grabbing the Butterflame in Area 6, and utilizing the additional A-note attack to get the early attack melee buff. For a while, this will be the optimal opening most runners use against Mizutsune. Also similar to Frost's run, by combining a slide beat, 2 Earthshakers, and a final slide beat in rapid succession, Deus is able to build up enough Wyvern Riding damage to mount Mizutsune extremely early in the fight and launch it into the wall 4 times rather than the regular 3 because the additional wire bug he gained has not run out yet. This gives Deus a free 434 damage in the span of only a few seconds, and is the first time in video form that we see speed mounting being utilized for additional damage this early on in the fight. As the fight continues, Deus is unable to stop the limp and uses the transition time to sharpen, trap, and kill Mizutsune in Area 2. XA9RE also posts a sub-6 time to Twitter, however the account has since been made private as they are transitioning to a new account, Power ADHD, which we'll see more from later. On January 10th, Thunder and Koji continue to seek self-improvement, posting a 7:24 and a 6-minute run respectively. And the battle for sub 5 continues, with Rainy returning to Twitter posting a 5:38 run, Power ADHD, formerly XA9RE, shows up with a 5:31, and Amadeus225 posts a 5:22, a new record time for the 10th. On the 11th, Thunder improves again on their previous 7:42 with a new 6:25 run. Kisu and I joined the demo runners posting a 6-minute run and a 5:51 run. Meanwhile, Power ADHD, using their previous XA9RE account, posts a 5:05 to Twitter, but their run has since been made private. January 12th, Meganoo returns with their first official run of the demo, posting a 6:42 and bringing us the first iteration of the Hunting Horn DPS flowchart. This flowchart went through several different changes, and a couple different versions of it have been floating around, so I just wanted to show off the original and give credit to its creator. Squizit, a Monster Hunter content creator, jumps in with a 6:40 run before moving on to other monsters, and Thunder again improves from yesterday's 6:25 with a new 6:09 run. And then finally, the battle for sub 5 is claimed by Power ADHD, posting a 4:59 run to Twitter, and posting the video the following day, but we can break it down now for the 12th since this is when the run was originally made. Power uses the quick route through Area 4, however stops at the intersection and grabs the Butterflame located here rather than the one in Area 6 with Mizutsune. Power uses the modified opening with a combination of 1 slide beat and 2 Earthshakers to get the Wyvern Ride proc on Mizu. During the Wyvern Ride animation, Power sharpens before continuing the hunt, confident that they will not let Mizutsune transition to Area 2. They are hyper-aggressive throughout the fight, chaining flinches and staggers with KOs, and allowing them to kill Mizutsune before the limp even starts. Honestly, you should just go check it out. Thunder returns on January 13th, but posts their final run of the demo, a 5:45 Mizutsune. Swan joins the demo runners, posting an impressive 5:13, and Rainy posts a 5:01 to Twitter, hoping to be the next person to break the 5-minute wall. And well, Rainy gets it the very next day with a 4:57, making him the second person to do so and claiming a new record time for Mizutsune. Rainy also shares 2 key pieces of information with us via Twitter that are then used to optimize gameplay with Mizutsune: the Fellvine glitch and Mizutsune's bubble aura. The Fellvine glitch, a game glitch giving us the ability to replicate the last item used, regardless of it existing within our inventory anymore, is demonstrated by placing 2 shock traps via the use of the Palico Fellvine tool. This glitch can be used to duplicate traps, stink minks, puppet spiders, sharpening, and even bombs. The use case is insane. Speedrunners like TSC will go on to explore the many ways to which it can be used and exploited, but in the meantime, this becomes a way to solve one of the issues in the Mizutsune Hunting Horn matchup: sharpening. Stopping the limp is by far the largest issue with fighting Mizutsune. If you can do it, you save around 30 seconds in the time it takes for Mizutsune to reach Area 2. However, you lose the prep time and the time spent sharpening during the zone transition. We have seen Power ADHD use the Wyvern Ride downtime to sharpen, however with the Fellvine glitch, you can sharpen almost instantly at any point during the fight. The second key piece of information is Mizutsune's bubble aura. Rainy was able to summarize something several runners were noticing at this point. Mizutsune has a chance to cover himself in bubbles. and in this state, Mizutsune takes more damage while also gaining some initial D levels of swerving and drifting. This new aggression is also Mizutsune's downfall, because in this state, if you can break the aura with enough damage, you get a free special stagger. This later gets nicknamed the Bubble Break by Sarah Cemetery, and as mentioned by Sarah, chaining the head break and KOs with the Bubble Break will leave hunters with massive openings for damage uptime. Over the next couple days, we see more newcomers joining the demo timeline and people improving upon their previous runs, but instead of breaking it down day by day, I'll just leave the date up in the corner for reference. Iggy Shota streams some Mizutsune attempts and is able to show off a 620 run. Aqua V joins the demo runners with their first run, a 610. Karnwanan posts a 616. Onibon posts a 527. Hunting Horn Man returns and improves upon their previous 751 with a new 639 run, and Iggy Shota posts their first standalone run of the demo, a 558. It's now the 18th, and over on Twitter, Amadeus225 is able to tie Rainey's 457 record run, making him the third person to break the sub-5 barrier. However, later that same day, Rainey posts a 448 run, a new record time that won't be broken for another 10 days. On the 20th, Koji, Funk, and myself improve upon previous runs, posting a 508, a 507, and a 525 respectively. Kisu improves upon their 6-minute run, posting respectable 508, and on January 24th, Funk posts a 457, becoming the 4th person to break the 5-minute barrier. Karnwanan improves upon their 616 with a 525, Meganu improves upon their 642 with a 540, and Aqua V improves upon their 610 with a 519. Yuka Piro, an amazing hunting horn runner, posts a 455 on January 27th, becoming the 5th person to break the sub 5 minute wall. On the 28th, I was able to post an improved 507 run, but what was really amazing was the long-standing 448 record set by Rainey was finally broken. By Rainey, with a 444 posted to Twitter. M. Shang was able to get a 537 run on January 30th and follow up with an improved 521 on the 31st. Speaking of January 31st, this was the last day to play the demo online and or download a copy of the demo from the Nintendo eShop, and with it, runners seemed more motivated than ever to post their final runs on the pseudo last day of the demo. Amadeus225 is able to post a 446 to Twitter before Rainey later gets a 422 the same day, and then follows up with a 430. An insane improvement, boasting no use of traps, the Felvine glitch, or wyvern riding strats. A wall I can at least say for myself seemed near impossible for those still running the demo. But February is a new month, and over the next 8 days we see some new faces and impressive improvements from the Mizu runners. On the 1st, Benji posts a 451 run and becomes the 6th person to break the sub 5 minute barrier. On the 2nd, Funk is able to blow past their previous 459 with an improved 447. On the 3rd, M. Shang and I both posted 455 runs and were the 7th and 8th person to make it below 5 minutes. Funk returns on the 4th and is able to get a new 442 on stream, and 2 more runners, Yin 1A and Zwan, break past the 5 minute barrier, with a 455 and a 448 respectively. On the 5th, Amadeus225 posts a 439 run to Twitter, gunning for the 4 minute and 30 second wall that Rainey left for us. And then on the 8th, M. Shang posts a 453, improving on their previous 455 with some better RNG and cleaner gameplay. February 12th, Funk does the impossible and posts a 429, a new record, and is able to show off a different strategy that has been evolving alongside what we see in the majority of these runs up until this point. Funk runs through Area 4 and grabs the Area 4 Butterflame, like we saw previously in Power's 459, and then drift boots into Area 6, grabs the extra wire bug, and starts the fight with Mizutsune. Funk does not use the speed mounting method and instead focuses on chaining head staggers and flinches with the KOs that subsequently keep Mizu under control and relatively unable to attack from the 55-second mark all the way to the 3 minute and 35-second mark, an astounding 59% of the hunt with insane damage uptime, and it's honestly a thing of beauty. Funk also changes up the usual wyvern ride strategy in this run. Once the wyvern ride animation has started, Funk uses the downtime to sharpen and then launch Mizutsune into the wall only 2 times, using the 3rd wire bug to position Mizutsune towards the center of Area 6 where the unused Butterflame awaits, rebuffing Funk from the first Butterflame that has run out by this point in the hunt. At the 3 minute and 38 second mark, only seconds after Funk's reign of terror on this poor Mizutsune ends, Mizu is already sculling and Funk is easily able to get another stagger and kill Mizutsune before the limp starts. An impressive 429 run. Only 4 days later on the 16th, Amadeus 225 broke Funk's record with a 425 run. Deus uses the same opening strategy with the Area 4 Butterflame and removes the speed mounting seen from his previous 457. And while both runs are similar, with Funk getting a total of 4 staggers, 5 flinches, and 3 KOs, while Deus gets 5 staggers, 4 flinches, and 3 KOs, there is still so much signature style and personality in the runs. Like how Deus opts to use the slide beat to punish Mizutsune's roars and break out the heavy slam in situations other than punishing the bubble aura, in contrast to Funk opting to use the crush into Sir combo in the majority of openings or taking the risk to outposition and punish Mizu's forward tail whip. Towards the end of the run, Mizu enraged and donned its bubble aura an additional time, giving Deus opportunity for another bubble break. Seizing this opportunity, he was able to get another stagger and chain it into the bubble break with an Earthshaker before killing Mizutsune. An amazing 425. And then finally, on February 19th, Funk returns with a 421. Funk was able to get this new PB by bringing everything we have seen up to this point together into one run. They take the fastest route through Area 4 set by Frost, buffing themselves with the first Butterflame as shown by Power, gaining an additional wire bug at the edge of Area 6 like Vicery, starting off by queuing attack up large like Frost, surprisingly returning to the speed mounting strat demonstrated by Amadeus, and using it to launch Mizutsune into the wall 3 times and then the 4th to position Mizutsune at the Butterflame in the center of Area 6, strategically rebuffing themselves during the fight. Funk then chains flinches, staggers, KOs, bubble breaks, and some risky and fantastic dunks, giving Funk a blistering fast 421. Looking back at the run, at the 4-minute mark, if Funk did not stick the start of this Earthshaker that gives him this insane dunk, this run would probably be dead in the water. And this risk and reward is what makes it all the more impressive. Hats off to you, Funk. Overall, I just want to say how amazing every single runner that participated in this first Rise demo is, and how they all helped show off the amazing new Rise hunting horn. And I know there were a lot of you that I didn't include, and I apologize if I skipped over your runs. Originally, I had every single runtime I could find in this script, and ended up cutting out more than 60% of it, because I was worried about how long this video would be. And I didn't want this video to simply turn into me reading a list of names, dates, and times, at least not more than it already is, and more of a video essay breaking down the Mizutsune matchup over time, while also giving a space to show off and mention runners that you probably haven't seen or heard of. In the video description, I'll leave a channel link to every single runner listed in this video, as well as some that weren't. I highly suggest you go check them out. I also have a list of hunting horn speedrunners and content creators I recommend in my channel, so go check that out too. This was my first attempt at a video like this, so let me know if you liked it or not. My name's Zook, and I'll see you next time.